is being picked up from my mic. Yes. Okay.
Man just became a snake.
All right. Okay.
It's Darkstalker Cat.
Hello, Internet!
You alright there, Sneaky?
No, I am not okay.
What?
I don't understand technology. I went to school. I got a degree in this, and I still don't understand why this shit doesn't work.
Because it's arcane sorcery.
Fucking really is. Okay, so as I was saying, as for everyone else in the audience, now that they can hear me, this story is brought to you by someone who personally contacted me and wanted me to review the second edition of their story because they thought the first one was crap, and they know that I am fairly caustic and will likely tell you the truth of what I think of your story. Speaking of which, Trevor still doesn't talk to me after we reviewed his stories.
Well, to be fair, you are
Who doesn't know
thoroughly
You.
unpleasant as a human being.
Someone that sent me two of their original stories, and they're like, "Hey, can you look at these?" And I was like, "Wow, this is garbage. It's boring as hell." Literally fell asleep trying to read it. And he was like, you just aren't big-brained enough to understand."
Oh,
That
this
somehow
that
sounds like
person.
Lulu.
Anyway,
You kind of shat in my stories too, but then my stories were absolutely trash, so I can kind of completely agree on that.
I mean, you also like purged all of them, so I was kind of like justified.
I mean, point. I had to.
So anyway, this is My Hero Academia, and before you all get excited, it's an AU, a cyberpunk.
Mine, that's
AU.
macadamia.
So it already starts off with me not liking it too much, because it is a cyberpunk AU, and everyone
How
has
does
here.
that even work?
It doesn't. Everyone here has already heard my opinions about AUs that radically change the entire setting to basically make it not even that setting anymore.
Yeah, then like at that point you might as well just make original fiction.
Yeah, basically.
In fact, we would actually probably prefer it if you did. It would probably go better for everyone involved, really.
You actually have a chance at finishing it and then making money from it.
Exactly, I don't get it. Like when people have like basically a fully original idea, why do you have to go and make like a fucking AU and reduce the quality and marketability of your fucking thing by just that much more?
It's actually a rant I got into yesterday on the SDM server, because it's just, I call them anti-fans basically, because you're not a fan of something because you're being fanatical about it. Fanatics historically are quite Puritan in their beliefs.
I mean, it kind of comes with the whole bit about being a fanatic, you know?
Yes. And so, you can't really call yourself a fan of, say, Harry Potter in this example, if you have a
You don't like...
headcanon in that every wizard is trans, and that's why they have magic, because being trans grants you magic.
It does?
According to this person's headcanon, I was using them as an example, but according to this person's headcanon, yeah, that's why. And my response is, you're not a fan of Harry Potter then.
You're a fan of the applied idea of Harry Potter.
Not even that, because it's like, but there's that one story, it was like, what was that? It was that a week or two back, Atin? That was like every single character is purposely written incorrectly because it was a challenge.
Oh, that stupid thing.
Yeah, there was another Harry Potter story in which apparently all the characters in the story were going to be written out of character because they wanted to write something different from the norm. And my response again is,
I mean,
Why?
I don't mind different characters. You have to show why they're different.
No, but it was literally just like Harry Potter is evil because he's not normally evil. Dumbledore is manipulative because I want to bash him. Daphne Greengrass is an airhead, even though she's never actually been seen on canon.
Fucking
Who is
Christ. Dude.
Daphne Greengrass again?
Exactly!
Yeah.
She's a
Oh,
character that existed for like 1 or 2 scenes to fill out the female Slytherin peer group in the 5th movie, I think it was.
Vampire
And
88, yeah.
you're right. And
Yeah.
she existed maybe in 2 to 3 scenes throughout the whole series.
Essentially JKR's version of a throwaway character.
Yeah, and then the
mean every
fanon
character?
took her and was like, so some author back in I think it was 2010 or something, made a Daphne Greengrass oriented story where they portrayed her as this ice queen and really cold and calculating and all this other shit, and the fans were like, wow, more lore that we can adopt into Harry Potter. And it's like, okay, well, you know, the story was literally Harry Potter story, and it did give characterization to a character that didn't have characterization previously, so it still fell within the realms of a fan work, and the fans liked it, and so they adopted it as fanon. And that's fine. But the problem is that Daphne Greengrass doesn't really exist as a character in the Harry Potter canon.
I think that's why she's so popular, honestly, because she's like a blank
Even
slate
easier.
sort of
But
anti-protagonist.
Yeah.
See, you
Because
really
she's-
can't say that because Harry Potter's already like as blank slate gets, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like Harry Potter's a blank slate good guy, while Daphne is like a blank slate sort of
See,
bad guy.
My entire thing is you can make a person or a character as good as bad as you want to,
Sure.
but you have to give reasoning for it.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nobody just wakes up one day and goes like, "Oh, today I shall be evil."
I don't know, man. With some of
Other
these
than
stories
you.
that we've read here, like that one author who woke up and said, "You know what? Today I'm gonna write Harry Potter as a child being raped by Vernon."
And then suddenly, one day, for no reason, people voted for Hitler.
Yeah, it's really wild like that.
Yes.
But
So-
like these people just wake up some days and just like, I'm gonna write a story about rape involving 9-year-olds. It's like,
Bruh,
what?
fucking- Sometimes I just loathe fanfiction so much.
So apparently Daphne Greenglass has never once been shown in any of the Harry Potter stuff.
Really? I thought she was.
Her name
No.
is known, but she
Okay.
has never been seen.
So she
Yeah.
doesn't exist,
Well,
you know?
she was
Pretty
seen
much.
in the movie. Like,
Well,
a couple
obviously
times.
she was seen in the movie because
Yeah.
background character.
She would be seen
Yeah.
because background, but yeah.
But anyway, so the summary for this story is in a dark future where a city, ooh, bad flow. In a city which takes everything worth having from too many people every single day.
What's he trying to say? I do not understand.
I'm not sure what he's
That's
trying to say.
Good question.
It is something. That much I can say.
Definitely trying to say something. A 15-year-old boy awakens something within him that would have been best for everyone to have been left dormant.
Ah, yes, I love.
This story is not going to end well.
I
Now
love how
it,
they've just pointed that
Abandoned.
out.
now it was updated 14 hours ago.
Yeah.
Whoa!
But with an update schedule of once every half a year
Yeah.
for about 4.5k words.
So my obvious pointers here is while you normally can't exactly use how many favorites and follows you are getting for a story in a section, I'm not gonna say because we've obviously seen some terrible fucking stories, but
Some? Some?
Okay.
Many. Very,
We've
very
seen some
many.
terrible fucking stories get some massive favorites and follows.
I mean, that's my entire fucking career till a certain point of time, dude.
I know. And my point being is that if these terrible stories can get all these favorites and follows, if you manage to not even gain a fraction of that, obviously, of course, depending on the setting, you know, if you're writing a Dark Souls story, expect to get a proportion of Dark Souls favorites and follows, not a proportion of Naruto-sized favorites and follows, right?
You have to look at your fandom and be like, yeah, this is realistic.
Right. But this is My Hero Academia. The realm of 5 digits favorites and follows is very, very present. 4 digits, very present. So when you write a My Hero Academia story and you manage to only get 7 favorites.
Bro, 7 favorites, what I do in a fucking... I ain't even gonna say it. It's not like I'm bragging.
Dude, I mean, maybe not favorites, but we were definitely getting like 7 follows even like months after we updated those chapters.
Jesus Christ. Now, that's the thing, and Ruby's technically a smaller fandom than, let's say, fucking...
My Hero Academia, yeah.
Yeah, because My Hero Academia is like explosively...
We went even like deeper than that. We went into a Naruto Ruby cross section, which is even smaller.
Yeah, because the thing is, most Naruto Ruby crossovers that work are, well, gratuitous fucking...
Porn.
Arabs.
Well, yes, it's
Kitty.
just harem shit. The only Naruto shit that works is just harem shit.
Speaking of Naruto stories, I do recommend Sign Here for Anbu. It's a pure Naruto story in which Naruto gets picked up for Anbu before he graduates from the academy, and goes into a completely original arc. Basically just ignores all of canon in terms of events happening. Like, they still happen, or they happen differently because Naruto wasn't there, but the canon events aren't the point of the story. It's basically all original events happening. Still Naruto. Still, you know, written well, actually.
How?
See, I have a soft spot
good
for
at writing.
Naruto if it's written well.
It's not hard. You just need to put a lot of fucking effort into it, and this
Yeah,
guy
because
did.
there's so much stuff that's just missing, and like,
Yeah.
and consistency is paramount. In fucking.
Like, he straight up, you know, his author notes are straight up just like, you know, I'm ignoring this part, I'm ignoring this part, I'm ignoring implications of this. And then he explains why, because he's like, chakra suppression, for example. He's like, if chakra suppression had any sort of effectiveness that it does or is implied to have, we would see it used way more. So I'm basically going to be ignoring it, because unlike, you know, Naruto canon, this is not a shonen story. This is a much darker, grimmer adventure story than in...
I mean, that's kind of how like Patriot Stone worked out. It was
right.
good for me because it was a more realistic painting. And then there was that one sanitization or something. Sanitize.
Oh yeah,
The one
sanitize.
where
Yeah.
it just that one was, according to me, that was like a good story. It just never went anywhere. Is my issue.
Unfortunate. Yeah. Well, a lot of good stories in the Naruto section never went anywhere.
Like I hate dreaming about sunshine or whatever it's called.
Oh god, Dreaming About Sunshine, fucking it was actually a interesting story. I actually followed it up to around chapter 100, and then they went into the first original content arc, and it fucking sucked. The most boring shit in existence, and I just could not keep
My
following.
entire thing was like I kind of felt that would be the case because the way that the person who makes that story writes, it's like they're just dreading getting to the point where they actually have to make something.
Pretty much, yeah. Anyway,
That's
so
how I did that entire story.
this Cyberpunk AU is The summary tells us nothing. So we're going to start with that. The summary tells us nothing. The only thing it actually tells us is the shit that he says outright. It's a cyberpunk AU. Which
Very.
I just cyberpunk in general is iffy at best. There's a reason why Shadowrun, for example, the big lore hubs, quote unquote, have been in American cities, because in Hong Kong, sci-fi cyber Hong Kong that never got taken over by China, unlike modern Hong Kong. But the reason why Shadowrun is so prevalent in American cities in terms of lore dump, and not, say, European or Asian, specifically Japanese cities, is, well, yes, the company that makes it is American, but also massive corporate, oligopolies.
Bullshit.
It's
It's mostly an American thing.
Yeah, that's a very American taken to an extremist sort of scenario. And
We wish it wasn't, but
and so it's not something that would be able to really happen in a place like Japan, for example, where their vastly different culture does not exactly lend itself. Now, don't get me wrong, they do have massive issues with employees and overworking, and the business is not exactly being all that great in terms of human rights respects. But they aren't like the shit that American companies do, like a corporate espionage that could end up with massive death or an entire town being flooded with poison. Yeah.
It's not like there've ever been things where they, horribly messed up the water supply, and then a company just got away with it for years, and they're still getting away with it, and
Or
no.
they they hit a vein of certain gases inside the Earth crust and leaked massive amounts of carcinogenic fluid into the water supply and just totally covered it up, and
Or like the thing where, remember the company that lit an entire city on fire because of gas mains?
Yeah. Anyway, so American companies are fun. Sponsor us.
Fun.
But it's a very American thing. Japan's cyberpunk, because that is also, Japan does do cyberpunk for themselves, but it's a very common trope in Japanese cyberpunk to be very, very grim, where the Americans treat cyberpunk
Dark Souls levels of grim, by the way.
like beyond Dark Souls levels of grim.
I'm
Like-
sorry, 40K.
Yes, there you go. Because like Americans kind of treat cyberpunk as like the Wild West, but this time we got space guns. While Japan tends to treat cyberpunk as it is the year 20XX and there is only darkness. Like the super city, the size of the entirety of Japan, that is just literally a fucking solid wall of smog, and everyone is dying, and like
they really love their like
I
something
honestly think
terrible happened, so all of Japan is in one place now.
I think Japan kind of loves the entire fact. They're such an order-based society that whenever they see that, oh yeah, there's a possibility that our governing bodies and every single middle body might collapse, they just take it as society itself completely going off rails. Like other countries will be like, oh yeah, people will come up to par, and then they'll be like, they'll create new stratagems, new things, new governments, new like businesses, everything. In Japan, they just can't imagine that. I think because everything's just been so
Yeah, all of their companies there are
methodical.
very old companies. Yeah.
Like new business in Japan do not mix too well.
Yeah.
It's generally like
True,
any new studio, any new like big business. It's generally an offshoot of like an earlier bigger business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it depends if it's like a completely new niche. Then
No, even like if you look at like something like when video gaming came out, Square Enix was literally made out of the fucking money of this one electrical company. Nintendo was like an old fucking card maker,
yeah,
like Hanafuda
playing
card
card game.
maker.
I know, I'm aware.
Konami used to do gambling stuff like those casino roulette tables.
You
Wait,
two.
used to?
No, now they do more advanced versions of those. But they used to make like
Yeah.
those old ones that work with springs
It's
and shit.
called
They used
loot
to make
boxes, kids.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, yeah. So Japan really likes their grimmy, dark cyberpunk, while America prefers its more. You've yeed your last ha, basically.
America's more like, I need money to get this augmentation, which will give me drugs.
Time to go rob the banks for a corporation so I can get my super liver so I can win this drinking contest.
And for some reason in American cyberpunk, everybody dresses up like late 80s, early 90s anarchists with all the denim and
Yeah.
fucking leather.
Excuse you.
Yes.
That's just laying around in everybody's basement in America. That's why.
It actually is laying around in everyone's basement in America,
Yeah,
so.
as I said before, late 80s, early 90s. Of course, it's gonna be in your basement. You won't fucking keep it in your wardrobe.
I would say you can blame pretty much all of our parents for that stuff.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure
So-
everybody's parents been like an anarchist or like a flower child or something at some point in time. Well, they were also young. They're still stupid. They were just also young and stupid at that point in time.
So unfortunately, the story starts in a very non-hooky manner. So after reading the summary and getting told it's going to be a cyberpunk AU, you would think he would start with some very, in media res, to be honest, like right in the middle of the fucking action, like hook people in with whatever the hell, however the hell hero battles work in My Hero Academia, but this time it's cyberpunk, Are the
Exactly,
police like chasing them down and hunting them down? Are they like corporation branded? Is it one corporation? Is it fucking Square Enix heroes fighting Nintendo heroes? Like what's going on? Like that would be a way to draw people into reading your shit, right? But no. Instead, he goes with this. She silently counted the faded numbers on the massive obsidian complexes as her motorcycle zoomed past them. There wasn't as much smog in the ward today, and the rays of the sun poked through.
This is I understand what he's going for. He's going for the Judge Dredd cyberpunk.
Yes, probably.
Oh no.
Through the gray sky to illuminate the greenish-gray patches of moss that had somehow made their way into those walls. She was in Ward 13. Each ward had 6 sectors. Each sector, yes, 5,000, Judge Dredd, blah, blah, blah.
Told you, it's basically just Judge Dredd.
It's literally just Judge Dredd, yep.
And movie Judge Dredd, not comic Judge Dredd.
Every child that went to school learnt this. See, this again, this is your...
And now he's into Snowpiercer.
So he's trying to lore dump effectively on his story, and the problem is with the first chapters, you don't want to lore dump. For example, Aragon. The story of Aragon actually started with the in media res of the elves being attacked by the
It's not really
shit.
even in media to such because it's technically before the entire Arrogant bit happened.
That's
It's
true.
just continuous, but it's just from a different perspective.
That's true. So anyway, it starts off with the elves are under attack, they're fleeing, they're running, and then they magic this fucking egg out. They don't try. The author doesn't take the time to explain like what the magic is, who the elves are, who's chasing them. It's just like boom, the elves are fucking running. They're panicking. They're scared. One's dying. That guy's dying. Ambushed. She's desperate. She's fucking fading in consciousness. She sends the egg away. Next chapter.
Egg be gone.
Yeet.
That
That's
is
such a
called the
villain.
hook. Now you're like, okay, well, now I want to know what the fuck is going on. So you keep reading. Hence, hook.
And they do like a double hook with Aragon because the second hook is Aragon finding the egg, and you're like, what the fuck is this? At this
Right.
point, there's been no mention of dragon.
Well, that's more
It is
a
egg.
line. And then as he's, searching, fucking doing this egg thing more, and he finally talks to Brahm, and you're like, okay, see, now I'm interested. Sinker.
And the sinker is like, I think, Saphira's hatching.
Basically, yes. Yeah.
At
And-
the point where you go, oh,
So he's instead of doing a hook, he starts off with a lore dump, which is a great way to lose people, because even in fan fiction, even in published stories, it's why I utterly despise all this fucking web novel straight to book shit going on now these days, where they just lore dump. The first chapter is always a fucking lore dump, and it's just like talking about the world, and it's just a blatant setup to explain why the main character is either powerful, influential, both, or neither. Just so then the author can later go on to be like, well, now they are powerful, now they are influential, now they're neither. It's
like
it's bad.
the beginning on the bike is like, you can kind of like, it's there. It's like the fucking Akira thing, the whole fucking like chase scene they do.
Right.
You could literally recreated that scene by scene, and it would have been like a good introduction to a cyberpunk universe.
Which,
Just
by the
change,
way,
like-
Right.
people do that all the time. People love
Yeah.
recreating that scene because it's a super iconic scene and everybody knows what the fuck it is.
Right.
Exactly.
But anyway, so blah blah blah, lore dump. Her radio beeped again. Period. The request message kept on playing. Period. It was the hero channel. Period. For some high-profile heroes, an annoyance. Period. For small fry like Emi Fukada, known to some as Miss Joke, it was her source of income. Period. But this message was different. Period.
In the cyberpunk universe, we have radios.
I mean, yeah, that's actually a really good point, though. Like, literally, just make something up, like fucking Digito
Holo
or something. Like, literally,
AI,
just mash two fucking words together, like mash virtual
fucking
and radio
things.
together, or like make it an anagram.
Those lenses, dude. Those lenses from fucking Black Mirror, something like that. That fucking
Right, yeah.
HUD.
Yeah, just literally just come up with something. It's
Holo
cyberpunk. Just use it. Use the setting. If you're gonna make it cyberpunk, use the setting. That goes for fantasy too. If you're gonna make it fantasy, use the setting.
I came
that-
into some shit I see.
Yes, you did. But like for fantasy, cyberpunk, etc. It's why people can get away with having 14th century armor with a 10th century weapon and 12th century tactics, right? It's because it's fantasy. It's not supposed to be historically accurate. It's just supposed to look cool. Fantasy, sci-fi, fiction. If you're gonna do cyberpunk, if you're gonna ruin My Hero Academia to make it into a cyberpunk universe, use it.
Use the tech at least, dude.
Call it like Hero Tech Net or some bullshit like
I
that,
would
right?
say,
Every
I
hero
almost
has a
said
chip
so-
drilled
I
into their
almost
skull.
said a statement that I would have regretted immensely.
What? You almost said a statement that you would regret?
I almost said something like I was about to say something, and I was like, you know what? I know exactly what the context people are going to take that in.
Right, like how Stanish keeps a 9-year-old in his house.
Exactly.
I see. Yeah, so blah blah
mean, he
blah.
does, though.
Here comes the plot, guys. It's wee wooing at you at full speed. Radiation hazard. She didn't think there was many heroes in the ward. Getting a ward patrol is like a short end of the stick, especially after they found Icarus quartered and strung up in each sector of Ward 7. Leering drunks and quirk gangs. Sector 5, blah blah blah. Clear up all sudden sunlight. Maybe it judged the poor differently. Why would the sun be different? Blah blah blah. Cordon, hazmat, suited police. Her calling was wasted as a hero. She should have been a poet. A hipster at any rate. I don't think hipster is a job. Max, is hipster a job? Can I get that job?
Okay, so this is something unique to my college experience. University of Alabama actually had a special section where you could just make your own degree, to the point where one of their favorite examples as a joke was you can have a basket weaving degree. So theoretically, yes, we can get you a degree in hipsterism and you can be that for your job. I don't know who would hire you, but theoretically, yes.
Oh, I see.
Let's
And
say
in fact,
in the
nobody ought
future,
to, but
That's just
in
further
this-
proof that colleges were a mistake.
listen, I'm telling you, in this cyberpunk future, hippie is a job. They remind people of the olden days.
In the-
What, like they're period actors, like Civil War reenactments?
The hippie period actors. Oh boy.
1960s.
They pretty much act like they still live in 2020. They wear like proper t-shirts.
Oh, so
and
they
no
try and
denim,
cancel
you
people.
know, well, yes, that. They still use Twitter. They're the only people who do. And the entire circle of being a hipster is you keep trying to cancel each other over and over and over again until
Because
no
that's
one's
all
left.
you've
It's like
got.
it's a battle royale, but on Twitter.
It resets once every month.
Yeah.
Oh.
So anyway, she had a master's in English literature, and all she did with it was shitty puns for her hero shtick.
get
Okay.
the fuck out.
Sansa hands off his assault rifle. Greeted her with a raised arm. Ah, yes, the Hitler salute. She thought his voice sounded funny, muffled under the hazmat gear. Might as well turn around, joke, unless you want to joke the radiation away. She considered making a show of it at least. Hey, I got one for you. Want to hear a joke about radioactive isotopes? The other cop on guard side, exasperated. Sansa rubbed the back of his yellow helmet with an orange glove. Go ahead, he said. Sorry, it just decayed.
Okay.
Yes, insert laughter now.
Ha 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 ha.
I just want to point out, it's a
Very
master's in
funny.
English literature, but she's falling back on science jokes,
Yeah.
not English jokes.
I mean, technically the joke's in English.
I mean, like, a great response to that would be if I joke it away, then who's gonna catch it?
Oof.
I wish to make him leave.
You cannot make him leave.
Sometimes I wonder why you haven't gotten more popular. Oof. Then I remember it's mostly the puns. Ouch, that stung. I'll have you know I was ranked 1,786 on the last poll. And where were you on the poll before that? 87. Blah, blah, blah. Sansa, how's your wife? She ran away with a guy who had a human face.
What?
Detective now Mansa Tsuchikashi. Apparently Sansa is
Game of Thrones character.
no, yes, but no, I think he's a Okay, so Sansa, my hero. Yeah, I think he's the guy with the cat head guy.
Cool, I guess.
Literally a background character. Cool. Right. So anyway, yeah, she married the cat guy, and then ran after she married him to go marry a guy with a human head. I don't know if that's a joke or not.
I feel like if she went for the cat person, it's not like that's some kind of surprise. You know what's on the box when you open the box tops there, kid.
He's just salty that he got suspended. Wait, if he's suspended, then why the fuck is he at a crime scene? Yeah, tell her why I got suspended. Joke would be delighted to know. That killed the mood. Emmy felt like at a party. Joke, you know how there was a bunch of protesters? Yeah, blah, blah. New law entailed revoking 90% of quirk licenses. That meant only heroes and emergency services got to keep theirs. People were not happy about that.
Wait, correct licenses?
Wait.
Sounds like the fucking government.
Yeah, it sounds like the fucking boot of the government. But, you know, that's Japan for you.
It sounds like taxation is theft.
It does.
Exactly. It is.
But it also sounds like fucking Britain, man. Like, you got a license for that quirk? I was born with it. Oi, mate, you got a license? Otherwise, we're gonna have to beat you.
Hi, mate, you got a license for your license checking?
How to counter cops in cyberpunk world. Do you have a license for your license checking? That's
shit,
definitely
I
a
left me license checker at home.
that's definitely a 10 out of 10 charisma check.
Well, I know you're making that joke, but I don't know how it is up there. But here in Georgia, you could dispute a speeding ticket by asking if they have a certain certification that they need to be able to run license plates for expired tags and
God
speeding.
fucking damn it, Max.
No, that you can do that. Do you have your certification, sir? No. Ticket gone. Thank you.
Then I guess you better get the fuck out, huh?
Georgia's got some really weird laws. Like, there's a really fun one. Let's say you owe a debt to someone of, let's just say $100.
Okay.
You decide to pay in all pennies.
Uh-huh.
If they refuse your pennies, yeah, that debt is forgiven under Georgia law as long as you have a witness that they refused payment.
That's great.
Georgia allows you to be an asshole while paying your debts.
Yeah, pretty much. As long as you've got a witness there, which, hey, time to bring a friend when you, I just happen to need them to help you transport 50 pounds worth of pennies.
Someday, I'm going to be in Georgia and you're just going to get a phone call. Max, I need you to help me transport $2 million worth of pennies and ask no questions.
Okay, okay. $25 worth of pennies is around 8 pounds. So,
Sneaky, you just hear beep, beep, beep in the background.
It's just a convoy of dump trucks.
Fucking, you build the railgun and you're like, all right, well, time to deliver my fine. Hey, DMV, you still think I should be fined?
I feel like someone might be salty at the DMV.
Yeah. All the states have such interesting little laws, but I will always love the ones in Georgia. Just like, we have special laws to protect consumers and the average civilian. We also have something about no zebras can wander the streets of Atlanta or some shit. There was an incident where a circus lost some of their animals, and so Atlanta banned walking those animals through the streets of Atlanta on certain days.
Nice.
And
Well done.
we never repealed it.
I still like the Vermont law in which it's illegal to strip while you're outside, but if you leave your house naked, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, you shared
He's
that
told
one
us
with
about
us.
that one. They're like, okay, so some of you guys might have heard that you can walk around Vermont naked. First of all, only about 5 of you are pretty enough for that. So, some of the RAs at Champlain gave no fucks.
Yeah, but I mean,
Sneaky knows exactly which ones I'm talking about.
yes.
Um,
But it's
but anyway,
funny
but the
because
point was he was like, now let me clarify this law. You cannot come outside and get naked. You can, however, leave the dorm naked,
Yeah.
and you're okay.
You
So
have to
basically, as long as the
commit.
cops don't find you with a backpack of clothes like you're Spider-Man, they can't arrest you.
Basically, you have to commit. You can't be like, oh, it's too cold now, I'm gonna put clothes on. No, if you go outside, you have to be fucking naked from the start.
Either you're committed to dressing like Yoko, or you're just a fat dude. Figure it out. I've now reminded Sneaky
God.
about certain people at the school.
Yeah, that was. Some things you just can't unsee.
Of course, some of them were funny, like Half-Beard Bro.
Some things you just can't unsee. Anyway. So, back to this story. Anyway, blah blah blah, revoke all quirk licenses. Ooh, scary plot. They were doing it while All Might was away, which is hilarious, by the way. The idea that you can actually pass through a law quick enough before someone returns home from work. Funny. Big protest. Chief of police, Sansa stopped. I'm not supposed to tell you this. The chief ordered Psycho Squad to break it up. Suachi got suspended for punching the deputy chief. Oh yes, the Psycho Squad. The pseudo-military force that was supposed to combat domestic terrorism. Yeah.
That can surely never go poorly.
Never go wrong. Yeah, let's just fucking arm the police with guns and shit, and then tell them to go fight civilians, and call them Psycho Squad. Yes, I'm really feeling the helpful vibes here. You know, like Ghost in the Shell was at least subtle about it. We're Division 13, whatever the fuck it is, or Division 8.
9.
Division 9?
I think it was Section 9, but yeah,
Section 9. Right. We're Section 9. Oh, what do? We are basically internal affairs special forces. It's like, I see.
So
Okay.
you get called when they can't call the real police.
Basically. Yeah, and they also investigate the real police. They investigate everyone, actually. Like I said, internal affairs special forces.
Yes.
Anyone that's ever worked in a large company knows what I'm talking about when I say internal affairs. Fucking internal affairs. Azuku heard the first shot, then the screams cutting into his playlist. Damn people rioting, and now he can't hear his music.
I am unsure what Izuku Midoriya you are familiar with, but
Then someone shoved him, and why was he in the riot? Red flashing visors and smoke trails from gun barrels. Ah, yes. Everyone's got their fucking 80s disco gear on, flashing to the beat as they shoot people.
Yes, of course.
I mean, look, I'm not saying that's where Shadowrun is headed, but I am saying it would be the coolest way to die.
His mom screamed as she exploded into blood all over him. And then he felt numbness and searing hot white rage, and then everything went white as he exploded with nuclear fire. Also, Emmy approached the subway as the Geiger counter went tick, 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 tick. Yeah, okay, so fun little fact about radiation. If your Geiger counter is going tick, 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 and
You're already dead.
And is warning you of the radiation of that level, it doesn't matter that you're wearing a radiation suit. You're you're pretty much dead.
Cancer time.
Like even with preventative measures and radiation suits and all that fun stuff, it took what? How many years? 20-something years for Chernobyl to be like not instant death in a certain area.
I would say-
Yeah,
And let's be clear, it's still
it's still
not-
Like there was
great.
areas that was like straight shit. Just like if you spend a minute in these areas, you die within the next 10 minutes.
Foot.
The elephant's foot is actually not that bad. It was actually
fair enough.
mostly the metal in the area that absorbed the radiation.
True.
And, like there was like the Ferris wheel, for example, was a massive source of sustained radiation.
Makes sense.
And all the cars that littered the roads as well. Why metal
cars were a
absorbs
big
radiation? I couldn't tell you. I'm not a scientist, but they do.
Well, part of it is wearing like you can wear clothing to help protect you.
That's what I just said. Hazmat suits.
But like as far as preventative measures go, that's pretty much it. We do have
I mean, there's also iodine pills, and there's other various
I would
things.
just say we've discovered some substances that help. I don't even know what the right word here is.
Flush it.
Blunt it.
Well, the iodine pills specifically work to prevent radioactive iodine from binding to your immune system by flooding it with non-radioactive iodine that binds to your immune system, or whatever cells they're supposed to bind to prevent the radioactive iodine from binding in. But the real danger and the reason why things like iodine pills are temporary, iffy measures at best is because depending on the radiation type, your cells could just be straight damaged, right? Like it is a type of energy. It's like sticking your hand into an invisible fire. Your cells are going to get damaged heavily. It doesn't really matter what kind of preventive measures you take if the energy of the radiation is concentrated enough and you're close enough to the source. Your cells will just take direct damage. Basically, you will take direct life point damage. They will go around your monsters and attack your life points directly. So anyway, so she's crawling into this super radioactive zone wearing a radiation suit. And as waves of heat that could crack concrete and bleach the walls. Oh yeah, it's a lot of radiation. Yeah, radiation.
You're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They're just dead.
yeah.
And let's be clear, it's not just you're dead. You will be dead in several seconds.
You know what? Let's just say, okay, fine, you're not dead. Let's say your hazmat suit's that good. You're probably sterile at least. You're not having
I mean,
kids.
like
Your bloodline ends with you.
nuclear bombs.
No, Sneaky. You better hope your bloodline ends.
Oh yeah, you better. Also, you
Mm.
might end up like the
But we're talking about
Habsburgs.
story.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Oh.
Synchronized. Yes.
We both
Uh,
went there immediately.
Of course. Fucking birth defects. Austrians are the champs of that.
The heat waves. So why was she here again? The most disturbing thing was the screams. The heat waves brought a boy's voice on the wind, hoarse, angry roaring. What the fuck? She got her answer soon enough as he descended the first flight of stairs. Oh no, it's an SCP! Run! Run, Joke, run! Her counter climbed from a steady tick-tick to the maddening tick-tick-tick-tick-tick-tick-tick-tick-tick-tick. That almost brought her heart up to her throat. Well, it's certainly bringing your heart's DNA up to your throat. Because you're melting.
You really need to see listen, leaving is no longer going to save you, but it might keep you from dying horribly.
No.
Maybe.
It might keep you dying painfully.
Yeah.
I'm
Someone
sorry,
fucking
let me
shoots
rephrase
you.
that. It will allow you an opportunity to die painlessly, drugged out of your mind.
Or
Basically.
just in an instant. Bang.
Bang bang. Yeah, a 50-meter circle of white ash. I'm sorry, if he's putting out enough radiation to ashify things,
You'd be dead.
that's
a lot
that's
fucking early.
thermonuclear bomb levels of radiation. That is
You are dead. Do
That-
not pass go. Do not collect $200.
that is reduce people to a shadow on a wall levels of radiation.
Japanese makeup.
American skincare.
That's still, God.
Did you mean American skincare? Anyway, so let's see. Surrounded by a larger circle of boiling molten fluid, but he's still in the subway though, even though he's moltenizing things around him.
What the fuck? I mean, if
And-
the subway has like 50-meter circles, that's a lot of fucking space for a subway. Jesus
Yeah, I
Christ.
know, right? Especially in Japan. Fucking god.
Yeah. Damn. Impressive.
Boiling molten fluid. Also, who starts a riot in a subway?
Fucking
like-
retards.
Like, not even the shit going on right now. Not even those dumbasses are dumb enough to start a riot in a subway.
Wait a second. Why were they protesting in the subway?
That's
Very
also
good
a good
question.
point.
Here's the thing.
Probably
It
because
wasn't.
the author
It
doesn't
wasn't
fucking
a
know.
riot. It supposedly it wasn't a riot until the Psycho Squad opened fire.
Right.
Why were they protesting in the subway in the first place?
I don't know.
Seriously,
Because
that
they
sounds
were.
like
That's actually a
literally
very
the
good
worst place.
question. How do you go from peaceful protest in the subway to riot?
And apparently also blinding white light that she could still apparently see through. The heat wave almost bowled her over. Even through the thick suit, it charred her down to her soul.
Okay, so she's dead.
Yeah. The screaming boy knelt at ground zero. His eyes gleamed like stars as he bled hues of orange and white. His skin was chapped and broken, and blindingly white light bled out from the inside. He is literally a walking thermonuclear explosion.
Damn.
That
He
could be
must
a
have.
problem.
But don't worry, guys, he's still got green hair. That's how you know he's a Zuko.
That could be a problem.
And
That,
at his
children,
feet,
is what we like to call. a
oh
problem.
yes, of course. And at his feet was a pristine corpse of an older woman. Oh yeah, everything around him got vaporized, except this one corpse.
Wait. If everything around is vaporized, Jesus Christ, that's not a fucking civilian casualties.
That's.
Man,
Do you mean accidental terrorists?
No, I mean acceptable casualties.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Anyway, this was way above her pay grade. No shit. The hazmat suit was swampy, and you're pretty much dead by radiation. You're like, I don't know how long
Yeah.
you've been sitting here and pondering this like kid who is actively leaking a thermonuclear explosion from his body, but I mean, I'm pretty sure at this point you're dead. She honestly wanted to go home and take a shower. A hot shower? Why the fuck would you want to take a hot shower after being hit by a heat wave?
Sneaky. She wants to go home and finish the radiation bath so that she dies faster.
Of course, yes. She was a hero
Okay, no,
sworn
but
to
for real,
help
like-
people.
Look, okay. What is the highest level of protective gear you people have ever had to wear?
Me?
Like
None.
class 1, class 2, class 3.
None.
Is it?
Like,
Is it
we
class
work
one's
with
the
some-
lowest, right?
yeah.
Yeah, class 1.
Class 1 is like the plastic scrubs with the rubber banded gloves, essentially.
Yeah, we had a blood incident, and yeah,
Yeah.
that's the most I ever had to deal with.
We get paint that you definitely shouldn't inhale, like as an aerosolized substance, right? Once it's applied, unless you're somehow aerosolizing that paint, you're fine.
Right.
But
if
and
you
I
breathe
had
it
to
in,
help out
it'll
with that
bind
one.
to your lungs.
That kind of right.
Yeah.
You know exactly what it is. It's like once this is on the surface, you're fine. Just don't breathe it while it's a particulate.
Right.
So even that, like Sneaky, how quickly did you end up with swamp ass in that? It was.
It was fucking. Well, I'm also a really bad example because literally any temperature above 60, I'm already sweating.
Okay.
But
But-
oh no, I felt like I was in a fucking sauna by the end.
Yeah, like listen, I wasn't doing anything particularly strenuous, right? Like it was moving around, 15 pound paint sprayer, right? Like
Right.
nothing super strenuous. And by the end of the 3 hours we were in there, I wanted to die. I could smell myself, and it was terrible.
No, because that's the thing with protective equipment. It's protective, which means it's non-porous, which means that heat doesn't go
I
anywhere.
know. My point is.
I'm explaining it. To other
Yeah,
people.
sorry.
Yes. Yeah. If this is like the fucking yellow rubber suit that they love showing in movies and shit, that
The like I think that's it's like class 4. The highest level of protection mankind can currently manufacture.
I mean, we're talking probably like thick rubber, lead linings, padding in it. You know, like the works. Oh man, that thing's gonna be fucking sweltering so quick. You are gonna turn into a sauna. You're not gonna feel like you're in a sauna. You're gonna turn into a sauna. And that's what's just wearing
There's a guy
it.
like this.
What?
Definitely is a guy manga of some guy turning into a sauna. Or hot spring, technically.
I'm not surprised at all. Okay. I'm not
Don't
shocked.
read.
Yeah.
Thanks, Japan. Fuck you.
Okay. All right. Well. Okay. With that, I'm gonna have to
Drink more.
forget that.
Fuck. I'm already fucking feeling the alcohol, but there's one shot left in this bottle. Fuck.
Oh. Okay.
Might regret this, but I don't care.
Oh. Right. Let's see. Blah 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 blah. Swallowed once. Humor was a coping mechanism. What happened? From what I gather, he's just some kid. Psycho Squad shot up the train. They killed his mom. She'd seen things in her life. Blah blah. High up on her list. Blah blah blah. Wiped her visor free of green dust.
Somehow I think this author's never encountered radiation before.
No.
Outside of Bollywood films.
Yeah, a lot of Bollywood films. Yeah. Yeah.
Hollywood,
if only
same
we had Cruel still here, he would have been able to comment on it. Alas, poor Yorick.
Yeah.
He is gone.
He's dead. Poor guy. May he never live again to escape this gay earth.
Unfortunately, his religion promotes the opposite, so he will be here quite some
Fuck.
time.
Well, so explain it well.
Sucks to be you, really.
Bomb containment chamber. 3 guys in heavy suits because I don't think I can move them. Can't run an ID. Any word gets out, they kill him or put him in Tartarus. Okay, look. He is an active thermonuclear explosion. He is an animated, active thermonuclear explosion.
Yep. Literally fucking nuke.
I don't care what kind of technology or bomb squads you have. There is not a single bomb squad, no matter the fucking fantasy of the universe, that can contain an active thermonuclear explosion, let alone one that is sentient.
I was gonna say
I'm gonna go,
the
40K
closest
levels.
I was gonna say So here's the thing. There's two things that you're wrong about, Sneaky.
Okay.
There's a Marvel character and there's a DC character.
Oh my god.
DC has
garbage.
Captain Atom, which is a dude who was at ground zero of a nuclear blast, and now they have to. He is a nuclear blast. He is a nuclear blast that they have to put into a special suit. That if the suit get ruptured, he explode.
Okay.
Interesting.
Is that how he beats the villains?
No, he
Yes.
beats the villain with shooting
villain.
basically concentrated radiation from his hands.
Oh, okay.
I am going to. It goes beyond the level of I am going to give you super cancer. It's I'm going to hit you with so much radiation that your entire body shuts down. Let's not talk about the fact that this is a comic, so no one ever touches on the fact that I am killing these men
Well,
almost instantaneously.
Not only that, though, but it's like, what are they gonna do? Shoot at him back and unleash a thermonuclear explosion?
Big brain.
Yes, actually, the only person who ever was willing to fight him, Sneaky, or no, so I'm sorry. The only person who was ever willing to. Oh no, wait, the human bomb is also DC. Damn. Okay, so the only person who was ever willing to fight Captain Atom was Vandal Savage,
Oh,
because Vandal Savage is straight up fucking immortal.
yes.
So Vandal Savage was like, fighting this dude is great. If I even scratch him, I've set off a nuke.
Yeah, I can think of one way of containing a nuclear blast,
Okay.
and that's with a black hole.
Yeah, somehow,
Might
Arn, I feel like escalating
Yeah.
to a black hole to contain a nuclear explosion it's a little bit in the moth section of escalation.
Yeah, I'm just
So,
saying.
by the
right?
way, Sneaky, the human bomb was
It's dead.
so he wears like basically a class 2 suit at all times
Yeah.
because he and his dad okay, so bear in mind this is way back in the 1940s.
Right.
He and his father were chemists, and they were making a chemical to explode them Nazis.
Okay.
The Nazis found out about this super explosive. So they broke in, they kill his father, and he's like, I will drink the bomb chemical to keep the Nazis from getting it.
Okay.
Sounds like a terrible idea.
Now
But go on.
everything now it's the Midas touch but explosions.
Ah,
Man.
how does he walk?
Hey, that's the man that can't masturbate all day.
Literally a suit of asbestos.
Oh.
They later they retconned it into something else when it found out that asbestos was like a massive human health hazard. But it's literally I walk around in a special suit so that I am not constantly exploding the air.
Nice. I like it.
Wait, how does he breathe?
He doesn't.
Well, that's the thing. Bear in mind, right? 1940s. They're just kind of like shut the fuck up, man. He just breathes. Deal.
True. Fair enough.
Anyway. So blah blah blah, the police couldn't call it in, blah blah blah, she'd be doing it for free. Blah blah blah. I think I might be calling in Eraserhead.
Oh my god. Oh, Sneaky, it's so much worse than I thought. Okay, so first of all, this dude is basically Bakugo. Only it's like literally he is just an explosion at all times, and he wears a magic suit to keep himself from exploding. The fucking article literally said whenever he wanted to explode something, he just took his gloves off.
Oh.
It's a whole new meaning to the gloves are off, kids.
Fucking,
boy.
you're fighting the guy and suddenly the glove hits you in the face and you're like, oh.
That's
Boom.
not good.
You know what? I'm done. Have a nice day.
High five! Well, okay! Boom!
Ooh. Imagine having that reputation. Listen, the moment you take the glove off, you just give up. I don't care how close you think you are to winning, just stop.
He take them gloves off, you go bite. Or like Captain I've almost beat Captain Atom into submission. Pulls out a fucking Swiss Army knife and holds it by his arm.
I'll do it.
Try me.
I'll fucking do it. Holds gun to his own head. I'll fucking do it.
Hand over the cash or I stab myself.
Oh god.
That. Comics are so fun sometimes.
Not really, honestly.
No, not really. But anyway, so that was
sometimes.
chapter 1 of Star Collapse. And then he tries to lampshade some sort of shit. Over his shoulder that day, Midoriya Izuku looked and saw his black star. It didn't shine on him, not on that day. The people of Neo Tokyo didn't look over their shoulders, and they didn't see their black star shine on them.
Who cares?
I don't know what the black star is. I'm not really interested in finding out what the black star is. The story itself, overall, didn't really draw me in. The main character was flat. There was no interesting bits where at any point in time I went, ooh, I wonder what she's going to do or what she's going to say or how she's going to handle this. It was just, eh. The cops being called to the scene is
Wait,
okay.
Did you even link this story in the chat?
I did.
He did. Yep. It's the one called Star Collapse V2.
Oh, you linked
It's
chapter
fucking stupid.
2.
Yes.
That explains it.
Yeah. But and on top of all of that, they got some really weird lore about how people were protesting in a subway, and then the government got mad about it and shot them all.
Still not sure why they decided, let's protest in the subway, because you do not want to stand on those tracks.
I mean, it's more like the instant the fucking government
Test where
decided
the
to
oppressive
knock them
government
down,
can just lob
just
a
like,
few grenades and call it a day.
block the tunnels. They're all in there forever. If they try to run along the train tracks, squish. It's like literally the worst place you can imagine to fucking protest.
I just
I cannot think of a single fucking place worse, except maybe like the middle of the ocean.
No, actually,
top of the Empire
the middle
State
of an
Building.
interstate is usually pretty bad.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely protest by dancing in the middle of the interstate and trusting that no
Where
cars will come along.
Yeah, where the slow, keeping in mind that in the United States the slowest speed limit on the interstates is usually 55, and you are required by law to go no slower than 45.
Which,
Yeah.
in case anyone was curious, 45 is still a lethal speed for a multi-ton mass of steel to slam into you.
Imagine that.
Especially if you're on an interstate that sees a lot of semi-truck traffic.
Yeah.
Not
How
Not
does
as
how does
as
that
good as
song
people
go?
think.
Arn, how does
That's
that
funny.
song go precisely?
Which song?
The truck song. I'm gonna run you over with my truck.
Not quite sure what you're referring to.
What are you talking about?
It's a song. I'm gonna run you over with my truck.
Huh.
Oh yeah.
That sounds like a shit song, man.
I would
I
like
don't
to run you over with
Okay, I'm just gonna
Might-
look this
might
up with
be
the
going.
word.
Yeah, I found it.
I
Yeah,
can't
here we
remember
go.
anything else.
I'll post it into shit posts.
Yeah,
It
sure.
is. What the fuck is?
What the fuck?
Okay, what is? God.
It's 15 seconds long.
I would like to run you over with my truck. It is an 18-wheeler, so good luck. I got 40 tons behind me and a grill guard in the front. I would like to run you over with my
I
truck.
agreeable message.
Oh,
I can agree with this song.
that's.
Never heard it before, but
Where do you find these things?
very good question.
Do I even want to know?
No,
All right then.
just go back to whatever we were doing.
I'm not looking at that, and you can't make me.
I'm
why
still
would
trying
I
to
make you?
cool off from the idiocy, retardation of
Yeah.
Box.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So anyway,
You
that
know
was
what,
the
Monster
entirety
Gray?
of chapter.
I'm just gonna do this for you. Yeet. There you go.
What did?
Have fun. Check the SDM and check who's not there anymore.
Oh, did you?
Yay.
What? You just really banned him.
Nah, just kick.
Ah, fair enough.
So if he fights way back in, well, cool. I'll just delete him again. I don't really care, honestly.
You know what? Ooh, do I kick him from the fanfiction server?
Sure. Hang on.
Sorry, what are you guys doing?
Okay,
So
retard.
there was this guy that we were talking to, Gray specifically first started talking to him, who was saying that Epic is a good launcher and that it's totally awesome that they're giving away free games. And then Gray responded with, well, I don't want Chinese spyware on my computer. And he's like, oh, well, other companies are invested in by China. Are they all spyware as well? Might as well delete everything on your computer.
By all means.
Then I ranted it to the
Yeah.
point where I was legitimately pissed off, near to the point of Cledwin. Of
Yeah,
all people.
and then
Mhm.
I posted a like 30 plus hyperlinked document basically listing all of the shit that Epic's been accused of and any proof surrounding those accusations concerning spying on your computer and accessing your files and shit. And he looked at it for 2 minutes and said, yeah, well, it's been debunked, so I don't believe it.
Hmm.
Debunked by who?
I hope he listed his source for the debunking.
He didn't.
Not once.
No. He just said,
Listen.
it's debunked, I don't believe it.
Listen, is it cool that Epic is giving away free games? Sure. But they have no, to my knowledge, they still don't have any account security, and they still don't have a fucking shopping cart
They don't.
in a storefront.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I
They
had a
want-
shopping cart.
they are trying to implement achievements before security and a cart.
Yep.
Seems about right.
That seems about right.
In all honesty, watching their development of their game storefront, it's just like, wow, so this is what ADHD looks like from the outside. Interesting. Like, I've always had a problem jumping between things. Like, Sneaky, you remember the days when you'd ask me what I was playing, be like, oh, I'm playing this. And you're like, what else are you playing? And I'd list 4 other games because I would be bouncing
Yeah.
between 4 and 5 different games because I have attention problems. Epic takes it to a level I wasn't aware possible.
Indeed.
Yeah. Honestly, just fucking why?
I don't know.
Why use it?
I'm all for actual competition in the PC marketplace. I literally just asked for a bare minimum by having a fucking shopping cart at least.
Yeah, it's like
Origin, EA, and Ubisoft at least
There.
managed that. Wait,
competition is
actually,
good.
did Ubisoft
they
manage
both,
that?
like, I don't know.
I've never
Competition
actually
is
looked
good
at the
if both
Uplay
companies
store.
actually try.
I don't know if Uplay has a shopping cart. I've never looked.
Yes, they do.
Oh,
Yep.
well, there you go. Even Ubisoft managed it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even
It's
Ubi
like,
shit is
sure.
better.
Yeah. Competition is great. I love it. Amazing. But when one side of the competition just doesn't give a fuck at all, then it's not really competition.
Say, let's be clear.
When your
Every
entire
other game
argument,
store trying to fight Steam is the small child being held back by the adult with a hand on the forehead.
Yeah, except the small child probably has a fuck ton of money behind them.
But Steam has even more fuck tons of money behind it. That's the
Yeah,
problem. They're
I gotta
privately held
say,
company.
Steam is definitely richer than Epic.
Yeah, depends how much
Probably.
fucking
well,
Tencent is put into them.
I don't know.
Epic
They're probably
so
about equal, if only because Epic does own the rights to Unreal Engine, which they license out and licensed out for a solid decade.
Yeah.
So
Alright, so Epic has a estimated net worth of $1.2 billion, right?
I don't think you can use
Sales.
net worths for this. Net
Sales.
worths are calculated differently from like actual sales and how much money they physically bring in.
Well,
No,
sales
actually,
was
net
40
worth
billion
actually.
in
That is-
Well, no,
yeah.
2012.
No, the most important thing would actually be liquidity. The most important thing is actually how much spare cash they have lying around.
True.
Because that spare cash is their ability to eat losses.
So then, yes, net worth is not what you would want to use to compare.
No, hold on. Liquid net worth is what we want because that's the total of your net worth.
Yeah,
that's
I
held
know,
in
but
cash.
the problem is they don't.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't search liquid
Epic,
net
the
worth.
game company.
Epic Games has been valued around $825 million at the time Tencent bought them. 4.5 billion in the end in July 2018. 8.5 billion by the end of 2018 estimated.
Blah 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 blah
A
blah.
report
Evolution.
from
Blah blah.
April. Epic Games worth $15 billion.
Oh, here we go.
By
Oh. The net worth of Epic is 1.2 as of 2019. Oh no, sorry, as of no, that's
That's
old.
2012.
That's old as fuck. All
yeah,
right.
check the FFCT 9K channel. Around $15 billion.
In 2018.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
at least recent.
All right, so that's around twice Valve then.
No, Sneaky, that
Yeah.
article you were looking at is super old. That's 2005.
Oh, okay, here we go. Valve 2020.
Well, I've estimated around $3 billion.
4 billion, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so fair enough.
So,
Fair
I
enough.
think it's a lot bigger, with a lot more money behind it. But
And yet they
well,
still can't manage to get a fucking working store page.
yeah. I mean, money behind you isn't just everything, because Valve has probably a lot more users than Epic.
That's most assuredly part of the problem.
Yeah.
Because we already have to deal with Ubisoft and EA launchers as well.
Yeah.
And then Good Old Gaming came along and threw in their own 2 cents with DRM free games. And then Epic comes along and fucks everything up by not understanding the basic necessities needed for a storefront on a digital platform.
Yeah.
Like,
Generally impressive, honestly. How they managed to fuck it up.
Anyway, are you guys all ready to finally stop shitting on Epic and move on to the next story for tonight?
Sure, go ahead.
I guess.
All right, let's see here. Let's not do Worm. Let's do
I can see
We didn't
DXD.
My
Do
Hero.
DXD.
DXD then? Yeah, okay.
Sure. DXD,
DXD story. Devils, Angels, and a Gamer.
Oh. Oh, fucking Christ. Oh, no.
boy.
Oh yeah, Max, I forgot.
Ooh.
The perfect grade Neo Zeon comes in a crate.
Why did they make a perfect grade of the Neo Zeon? The high grade was already massive.
Oh no, I'm sorry, it was the high grade. Someone mistyped. Yeah, no, it's the high grade. The high grade comes with its own special crate.
Yes, I'm aware. I've sent you pictures of that crate.
I don't remember. I knew the box size.
I'm showing you pictures of all this fucking horseshit with the Neo Zeon.
Anyway, Devils, Angels, and a Gamer. Vincent Lane once had a boring life, now finds himself as the gamer of Kuo Academy. Now
That
he's
seems
got...
like a terrible thing to be. I don't care how good your gamer powers are. most of the people at Kuo Academy can crush you like an insect in week 1.
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
Yeah.
And most of them are smart enough to realize the importance of crushing you in week 1.
But do they?
Someone
Uh,
does.
Mm, honestly,
Like,
most of the
straight
DxD
shit here?
characters are
Real talk?
retarded.
Rias is retarded. Like,
Not just
literally,
Rias,
I'm not like,
most of the DxD characters.
yeah. Like, I'm not like just throwing that out there. I'm not like being like, oh, she's retarded. No, like, she is literally mentally deficit. She is a debt for IQ.
She always did. Like
You see, her existence actually makes other people smarter.
Indeed. Let's see. Now he's got several things on his to-do list. Survive, help Rias, and completely screw over any and all opposition to the safety of his friends and maybe even some other people. Now, if only he could figure out where to draw the line on the harem he's getting. OC times harem, Issei times harem.
wait, hang on.
Yes.
So is there an OC who also gets a harem?
Yes.
Oh,
2 harems.
oh,
Everyone
no.
gets a harem. You get
Ah.
a harem, and you get a harem. Everybody gets a harem.
I'm gonna fucking murder someone. Not gonna disclose who exactly, but their name might be Phoenix Champion. Might also not be.
No. Yes. Hello, everyone. Phoenix Champion here, and dear mother of crap, why is the damn air conditioner broken? It's hot in here.
No one cares about your stupid personal problems. Shut your bitchy mouth.
Post your fucking story and move on. Let me just pour out another shot here.
I think the best version of that I ever heard was, close your weaselly little dick hole, no one cares.
It's time for High School D times D. Blame Swift for getting me into this series, but I do thank him for showing my 2 sites where I can find manga and light novel, where I can pirate it from. Anyway, I'm probably going to attempt a weekly update with this story.
"29 chapters over 2 years. Weekly? No, not quite.
Over nearly precisely 2 years to boot.
Yeah. I mean, just gotta give him props for that, I guess. He quit 2 years and 2 days after, which is fair enough.
Yep. 29 chapters in 2 years and 2 days. That's
Seen worse, seen better.
that's about like a chapter per month.
Yeah. Bit over.
That's a little bit outside of a weekly update.
Fairly close, if you wanna be lenient. If you don't, then it's not close at all.
I'm going to write this story as much as I do for Verdant Gamer, the My Hero Academia gamer story. Now, there is one thing I haven't decided on, but I'll get to the bottom of that at the bottom of the chapter. I just hope you all actually get this and enjoy it, considering the shit this site is going through at the moment. I don't know what that means.
Me neither.
Now, I
Probably a purge or
expected...
something back then. Probably a
What?
purge or something.
Oh, maybe.
2017?
You know, you see, this is what always baffles me. Why is there a purge taking place? Why are they deleting all of our stories? I don't know.
I wonder
Are you still
why.
Are you still posting porn? Yeah, what does that have to do with it?
Hmm.
Everything.
Literally everything. Now, I expected several things when I woke up. The sun being an asshole and burning my eyes.
The sun should not be doing that.
No.
You may need to seek medical assistance.
Yeah. A
My
pigeon
eyes are on
to
fire.
tackle
Ah.
my window like it does every morning. And me beating my alarm clock again.
You fucking
Is that what the
retarded
kids call it
pussy
these
hell.
days?
Sneaky,
Yeah.
are you going to be beating your alarm clock today?
I don't beat
Yep.
my alarm clock ever. Step on it.
I do.
Oh, I
every day.
don't believe that.
Well, you didn't even let me.
Wouldn't
You
be
didn't
so
even let me
long.
finish my fucking joke.
Hmm.
I'm aware.
Greetings, Vincent Lane. You have been chosen to be reincarnated as a new person to be granted the ability known as the Gamer.
The fuck is that wording?
This was not one of those things.
Also,
Also, I kind of actually do want to see a story, right, where it is the whole isekai reincarnation thing, but it takes place while the person is still alive, right, in the first world. Like, they wake up one day and like, congratulations, you've been chosen to be isekai'd into a new world with the gamer powers, and it's like, you're gonna try and kill me, aren't you?
oh, that reminds me of a manga.
And so the
actually. There's
entire
one-
The
story.
story ends.
Yeah, the entire story is literally just them dodging, like Final Destination style, dodging death after death, as this narrator tries to kill them off so they can be isekai'd already.
I mean, there's a manga almost like that, where like the princess and fucking the daughter of the demon lord get incarnated into the human world, and the princess tries to kill the guy who's gonna be reincarnated into the hero, while the demon lord's daughter tries to defend him. It's actually kind of interesting as a spin on the whole isekai shit.
I feel like I heard about that one. Is it any
Probably.
good?
It was all right for manga standards, so not really, but what can you get?
Take what
Yes.
you get.
Yeah, it's like, okay, it's readable. It's not fucking eye-wateringly bad. You won't die from reading it.
Also, as we joked at Spinner Place, one day we're just gonna have sirens going off, and then suddenly a fire truck's gonna crash through the window. We're on the 5th floor.
Hmm.
And so it's like, you imagine like you're in a city, you're in an apartment, and you get this notice, and it's like, well, don't isekais normally take place with trucks? I'm on the 8th floor and I barely leave my house. Crash! The fucking truck's just like crushing your bed.
Have you seen those fucking GTA gifs where it's like
Oh
the
yes,
fucking
yeah,
car hits the ramp and it flies to like 400 meters through the
Yeah.
air?
yeah.
Basically that, except it's a fucking semi-trailer.
My
Landing in
favorite
your
was the gifts out there that are the person's like, you know, drinking or watching TV inside their apartment, and like right outside the apartment you see like a fucking jet plane hit another jet plane as a helicopter shoots missiles at it, and it's just like, wait, what?
Hmm.
But anyway. Looks like I get gamer powers, I muttered, looking around the pure white room I was in. Hell yeah! Someone's enthusiastic. Let's see how you'll react to the fact you'll be heading to a new world. So basically, I'm not going to be sticking around my house then. You're fucking dead! No shit, you're not sticking around your house.
I mean, imagine if you just got reincarnated into the same world. I've seen that happen like once or twice in mangas.
What's this world I'm going to? You remember high school DxD? Yeah, my friend was talking about it. Oh my god, I'm heading to that world. Oh ho 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 ho. Yes. The amount of shit I can throw off there with outsider knowledge. I chuckled as I rubbed my hands together and my nose grew longer.
Oy vey, Goim.
Oh boy, you're already going power hungry. Anyway, you can open your menu simply by thinking menu. Give it a shot. Menu, stats, I thought, smirking. I read fanfiction. I know how this works.
At given points, if the voice just started laughing at him, like, "Oh wow, you actually fell for that."
Oh, you think you have stats? That's adorable.
You fool.
All of your
You
stats
utter
are starting
buffoon.
at -5, kid.
Just for that, you have stats now. They're all 0.
Except charisma, that went to -1 billion. Fuck you.
Oh. You can have some fun with it with a narrator doing it. It's like, wait, if my int's at 0, how are we talking? Mystery of the universe.
We aren't.
Actually, I can use telepathy, so it's going straight into your
I
brain.
mean, Max, you can make some pretty good jokes off that. Like, technically speaking, all your stats have been set to the average for your species. You know, that explains a lot.
Hmm.
That explains quite a bit.
Oh boy.
By the way, once again, friendly reminder: if your int goes below Sneaky, what is it? 4?
7.
No, I think it's isn't 5 like the basement for sentience?
No, at 7 you can't talk anymore, but if it's below 5, then you stop being able to understand social cues, and if it's below 3, you're literally a drooling dumbass, and like you can't understand. You can't. So like 7, you can talk. 5, you can understand. So like you can give a horse with 5 intelligence commands like sprint, run, left, right, etc., etc. The paladin horses actually have an int of 6 and 3.5.
Yeah, because they're like, we need them to be
smart.
like smart enough and to
Right.
follow instructions.
And then 1 int is literally just normal animal tier, like frenzied animal tier, basically, where you can't understand what people are saying. You can't even understand hand motions that people are making. You can't communicate, and you're either going to be just flailing around or in a coma.
Still remember my first campaign. I had a person with a charisma of -1.
That happens.
Me in real life.
Yeah. So
Thank you for admitting it, Arn. It takes a
I
brave
was
man to
just
do
saying,
that.
yeah. So 0
Yeah.
int is 0 int leaves you comatose.
Right, that's what it was. Yeah, 0.
Yeah. 1 is you are literally a rabid animal.
Yeah.
You kill, you eat, you are not capable of logic or reason.
Mhm.
2 to 3 is you were right, basic animal.
Mhm.
But you're mostly on instinct, but like if somebody zaps you with a stick every day, you'll learn not to do certain things.
Right.
And then
Yeah, completely unrelated, but Grey, Sneaky. Fucking the Russian just asked me if I kicked Box Aura. And I said yes. And he asked, is it a kick or a ban? And well, I said kick, but I made it a ban right now.
Thank you for making my day
Technically
better,
speaking, I kicked him. I mean, untechnically speaking, I also just banned him, but technically speaking, the action I took was kicking him.
Yeah, first I kicked him, then I banned him. Ah, the joys of being an autocrat.
yeah, so then Sneaky, you were right. 4 to 5 is like a chimp these days, right? Oh no, I'm sorry. 4 to 5 is
I can make so many jokes
I
about
prefer
that.
you do. I prefer if you graciously refrained from making any.
6 to 7 is dull or slow-witted, misuses, mispronounces words.
Yes.
8 to 9 has trouble following trains of thoughts, forgets unimportant things.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, it like My favorite part is they built this table and then they gave druids, wizards, and I think bards
Yeah.
a spell that goes their int is 1.
Yes. Yes. We had still my first party. I don't think will ever be able to top any other party I've ever had because of just the sheer. So none of us communicated at all with each other when we were making our characters. We didn't tell anyone else what we were doing. And no, that's fair enough, right? But the two players work together to make a combo character group thing.
Yep.
Anyway, so 3.5 loved its flaws, and you could take almost anything as a flaw. You could unlearn a language as a flaw. You could do anything for a flaw, and
I would say-
flaws gave
and
you
the
bonus
thing that was
feats.
nice about it was for all the flaws you took, like you got to take some really, really nice bonuses. Like one of my personal favorite was especially to give DMs a little bit of something to work with was I forget what the exact title was, but it was like deities chosen or chosen one, something like that. You know the one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
So what it did is
Chosen
it
one,
lets
yeah.
you start with a masterworked longsword, and you could
can
cast the
light
light
from it. Yeah.
light. No, not from it. You could cast light once per day, but if you cast it on the sword, it was the
60-foot
duration
torch.
and size were doubled.
Yeah, it became a 60-foot torch.
But the thing that was so much fun about that trait was you have been picked by a deity. You may not have any idea what the deity is, or you might know and be okay with it, or you might know and you might fucking hate it.
Yeah.
So it was always fun when you went to the DM, and it's like, because I'm a big fan of randomization to help make things interesting. It's like, okay, I want to roll to see if I know what deity it is. And then I said, okay, great. So if I didn't know, I would just tell him, okay, since I have no idea, roll for the deity. You know what my character and alignment are, so you get to know if I'm going to like it, and I don't.
Indeed. But so this first party of ours, we all took
Oh, no.
flaws. We all took flaws. And so we all took the flaw of not knowing common.
Oh.
But it's okay, because all of us were elves, or half-elves, so we all knew Elvish, except for one party member, who was human. So all he knew was common.
Oh, this poor bastard.
Oh, that poor man.
So... So the game... So it gets even better, though. It was the Wilderness Squad plus the Paladin, right?
Oh, yes! I remember this
So,
nonsense!
it was a druid, a ranger, a barbarian, and a shaman. Also, there's a paladin just following them. Also, the whole wilderness squad? Oh yeah, they're all neutral, chaotic neutral. He's lawful good. That's a story in of itself. But the DM, so... The DM is like, alright, so you were all walking into this town. And you see a flyer saying that, hold on, what? What language is the flyer in? Common, of course. Yeah, my character can't read Common, and everyone's looking at their own sheets and like, oh yeah, my character can't read either. Yeah, I'm a barbarian, I can't read. Everyone's like, and then the shaman's like, wait, hold on, guys, I can read. Looks at sheet. Oh wait, no, I'm blind, I can't read. And by the way, this is an in-person. This is an in-person game. So the DM is just sitting at the table, looking at us like, are you fucking kidding me, guys? And we're like, we thought it was a good idea at the time.
No, you didn't think it was a good idea. You thought it was funny.
Yes, we did. And then so we're sitting there for
That's
like
not-
another 30
That's
minutes.
what makes it funny is none of them know.
Yeah. So we're sitting there for like another 30 minutes. We're like, okay, how the fuck do we read this flyer to go wherever he wants us to go, right? So we're all paging through our shit. We're like, okay, well, what's this? What's this? No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. That's how we found out that the paladin's horse was int of 7.
What?
Because of the alignment that he was and the god he followed, all animal companions had +1 intelligence. So his horse
But
went
hold
from
on a minute. Paladin horses have 5, not 6.
Yeah, but his horse specifically had 6 because of the breed that he spent all of his money on.
Oh, he spent extra to get the slightly smarter horse.
Yes.
A horse can read. Oh my god.
Yes.
This is why This is
But
why
the paladin was not in our party. It was the wilderness squad going to meet the paladin at this location. But we couldn't figure out the map because it was written in common.
Oh my god.
So finally the druid's like, I got it, guys! My summonable spirit companion is a cat which can read, also, because I know common and I spirit link to the cat, I can read common through the cat. And we're like, yes! We figured it out!
Okay.
Sounds awfully elaborate, but okay.
The reason why this shaman is blind, by the way, is because he's 80 fucking years old and he's being carried around by the barbarian. Also becomes relevant later.
pack barbarians.
And so... and so I'm like, wait, hold on. You said we just entered the village, right? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, well, my companion's a dire wolf, which is capable of carrying me like a mount. And so I of course ride it into the village. And the druid's like, wait, my animal companion's a dire bear, which I can definitely mount that. And the shaman's like, I'm riding the barbarian. And the barbarian's like, oh yeah, I'm a minotaur. And the DM's just looking at us like, are you guys fucking serious right now? You're really doing this? We're like, yes! We're all chaotic neutral entering this town for whatever reason we're inventing right now. We figured out how to read the map. We're going to the tavern. And so we get to the tavern, and my character's like, yeah, I really don't want to go inside because I like nature, and it's a small enclosed space. Probably just gonna stay out here. And the shaman's like, well, I want a drink. Barbarian, get me inside the tavern. So the barbarian's like, I can't fit through the door because the door is 8 feet high and I'm 12.
Uh-huh.
So he walks through the wall. He rolls a strength check. It succeeds. The wall does not. So he walks through the wall. And the druid's like, well,
Oh yeah.
I was gonna dismount my bear,
Ooh, yeah.
but there's a hole in the wall now that can totally fit me and the bear through, so I'm gonna... I'm gonna ride the bear to the tavern. Behind the Minotaur. With a small, frail, 80-year-old man on top of it.
Oh boy.
And so I'm like, whoa! If there's a hole in the druid's going through, I too ride my dire wolf through this hole.
God fucking damn it.
And the DM's like, god damn it.
I sympathize with this DM, honestly. Poor guy.
So, the innkeeper's just like, I assume you're here about the flyer I put up. Could you use the door next time? The Minotaur's just like, looks at door. Looks at hole in the wall. I made a new one. Keep in mind, the Minotaur's got 26 strength, so everyone's just like, yeah, we're not really gonna chastise the Minotaur too much on this one. He can probably crush our skulls.
Easily.
Probably.
And so the DM does this whole plot reveal. We gotta go into the sewers to hunt down these werewolves who plan on killing the king. Except, my ranger succeeds a perception check.
Oh boy.
And I then, fucking, what was that goddamn skill in 3.5? I then proceed to basically deduce that the innkeeper isn't being entirely truthful about the fact that there is werewolves in these sewers, and
Oh, please tell me he owed them money.
why the vampires are the good guys in this scenario. Turns out the innkeeper in the end was actually working both sides to try and kill the king. If one side didn't succeed, the other would, basically. But he also wanted to make an alibi for himself, so he got a bunch of basically shit-tier adventurers, us, to go and muck around to make it seem like he was trying to be an upstanding citizen, so he would be the last one people would expect, controlling both sides. Now this worked great until my ranger picked up on the fact that he was a vampire and decided to just sit in the corner of the tavern staring at him. Just the entire night, just staring at him. Like, the whole party split away from me and I just kept staring at him. Eventually, he critically failed his will saves against my intimidations and decided to flee.
Now, see, that's the kind of thing where I would just be like, as the DM, I'd be like, after a couple hours, he gets used to it.
So the problem is that the party was coming back, and the innkeeper knew this. And he also knew I was going to tell the party, and the only reason why I didn't leave the inn was to keep an eye on him to make sure he couldn't run.
Carry on.
So he tries to run. Except the problem is that neither of us knew exactly why the party was coming back. They were chasing a werewolf through the streets. The paladin was chasing a werewolf through the streets in his full plate with his warhorse, also in full plate, charging at dash speeds.
Oh boy.
He trampled the innkeeper as the innkeeper turns the corner, running away from me, and kills the innkeeper. And we're just like,
That vampire had shit stats.
Okay.
What?
No, that's what our party was like. We're just like, okay,
okay.
the werewolf's dead, and the innkeeper is dead, and the paladin's like, oh my god, I am a guard of this city, and I have just killed a citizen, and I have to prove that he was evil somehow, and the ranger's like, yes, he was evil. Do you have proof? No.
Have to get back to you on that.
We have to break into his home. I am not hearing this! Right. Paladin, I need you to stop listening to everything I say for the next 5 minutes. Guys, we need to break into his home and search through all of his belongings and find information that exonerates us for the murder.
Find information that would lead to the arrest of Hillary Clinton.
And so the paladin's like, I'm just going to pretend that nothing you just said was going to happen, and it's completely hypothetical. Because he is, again, a town guard. And we're just going to break into this person's home with zero proof that A, they are a vampire, B, we're evil and trying to kill the king. We break into the home as I fail my lockpick. The druid fails his attempt at lockpicking, and a town guard comes over, and our blind shaman proceeds to chain together diplomacy rolls against the town guard captain to convince him that no, we are definitely not breaking into someone's house and we totally just forgot our key. And as he says that line, the barbarian's like, I punched through the door! Succeed strength. Punches through door, opens handle. And the shaman's just like, I see the barbarian found the key!
Hmm.
And the guard kept just like, did you just punched through your door? He's like, what do you mean? I can't see. Barbarian, did you punch through the door? No, master. We found the key. The door is open now. Oh, that's good to hear.
Oh,
That is good, my child.
little did this NPC realize barbarians are just master keys.
In D&D they are.
So we're going.
They
By
have
the way-
underbarrel shotguns, of course.
By the way, Sneaky,
Hmm.
in my D&D group, my
Oh.
personal favorite piece of underrated equipment was the portable ram.
The portable ram is great.
Everybody's like, "Oh, the portable ram's so dumb." I was like, "Listen, I am
mean-
a warrior with 20 strength.
I killed someone before with a portable boat.
Oh, that's easy."
The boat in the
But, like-
box. Yeah.
Yeah, but like the thing about the portable ram was, I successfully argued with my DM that because of its size and my strength, it totally counted as a small caber.
I mean, it does.
Yes, it does. But because of that, the the first thing we had to fight were skeletons.
You
I-
cost them.
Most of my party, Sneaky, was a bunch of X-Fags.
Right.
Rapiers, bows,
Right, yeah.
etc. Not very useful against skellies.
No, not at
Now,
all.
to be fair to me, I did have a sword, but after like 2 stabs, I was like, so my dude's a trained warrior, so it's fair to say that he notices his attacks are not really doing anything, right? And DM's like, makes sense. So I was like, he knows he has a big stick covered with iron bands in his backpack. Yes. I want to just start cabering them. I guess I have to let you do that. And that was how I became the man who killed all the skeletons in the first encounter. As the party just stood there, right? There's a ranger, like, plink, pew, pew, pew. I think my pews are doing more damage than my arrows. The rogue is like trying to backstab a skeleton and is like, this is doing nothing.
How?
And then there's just a dude in chainmail with a portable ram. Home run! Boom!
Fair enough.
It works.
Wonderful day.
In specific, though, the whole thing ends with me starting to loot the place, being a half-elf, chaotic neutral ranger who's like, no one's coming back here, free shit, yeah. And the paladin's just like, I can't see you blatantly looting that body and desecrating the dead. La 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 la. So yeah, long story short, we were all running out of that city on top of our mounts. I was football carrying the druid like a hand egg, as the not the druid, the shaman like a hand egg, as the druid carried this giant sack of gold after we had accidentally killed the king, and as a distraction, enlarged and berserked the barbarian minotaur. So we unleashed the kaiju on the town and then set up a shit ton of fires in the shanty area so we could all run away. And the paladin had to fight the barbarian to the death as he proceeded to passively succeed every strength check against all the materials in the city.
Okay.
And that was how the non-one-shot, one-shot campaign ended. In the span of a single session, we killed the werewolves, we killed the vampires, we stopped the diabolical plot, accidentally assassinated the king anyway, stole all the wealth of the castle, and set fire to the entire town, setting a kaiju upon it.
Hold on a minute. How'd you accidentally kill the king?
You know, I don't actually remember.
Because I remember you accidentally running over the innkeep, right? I remember that.
Yes, that was the. No, we accidentally killed. The king wanted an audience with us because we found the evidence about the assassination plot. And then I think the barbarian might have punched him. No, I was trying to steal something because I was trying to frame the druid. For some reason that I forget now. But I was trying to frame the druid. Oh, right, because he plays blue decks. I was trying to frame... I was trying to frame the druid, so I was trying to steal stuff, and then I was trying to sneak it into his backpack. And I had been doing this, like, successfully. Like, with some seriously, significantly valuable shit. And then, like, I finally got caught, and so the barbarian tried to distract the king by punching him. Only the king is a commoner, so he didn't have a lot of HP. And so he started setting fire to shit to distract the guards. And then, like, a contingent of 30-some guards and the paladin showed up and was like, well, I can't let you guys go. Because you killed the king? And then the shaman's like, I have a spell that doubles his size. And then the barbarian's like, I have a racial ability that adds 6 feet to my height and sends me into a blood rage. And so that's how a 32-foot minotaur, a berserker with 34 strength, rampage through a town as it was on fire, killing everyone.
Beautiful.
Needless to say, we never played D&D again with that DM.
Doesn't really surprise me.
Can't
honestly.
imagine why. I didn't do anything bad. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, garbage gamer story. Blah blah blah. Completely pointless stats. Blah blah blah. How the heck am I supposed to attract attention if I'm going to be Joe Average? Study, exercise, free points. I like you. So apparently he's gonna the author's gonna base the visuals entirely on your stats, which sounds incredibly stupid, unless the stats have some sort of like low max. Because what is a 200 strength character look like then if 5 strength is Joe Average?
A singular muscle, just like. A singular
Which
human
side do
sized
you want to
muscle.
start on? Humans, video games, blah 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 blah, weapons. Do you want katana, knuckle dusters, a battle axe, a warhammer, a pair of knives, or gun? Oh, gun, of course, gun. Gun. I should have expected gun as a choice from an American. Fuck you. It's a gun. I mean,
Gun is gun.
yeah, to be fair, gun does basically beat all of those weapons.
Easily. There's a reason they call it
In my
I could-
hand
equalizer.
formed a
I
simple
could
revolver.
follow some outdated code of ethics, or I could have a gun.
Look, all I'm saying is Supernatural had it right with the Winchester revolver. Okay.
Winchester revolver, what?
Yeah,
So what does this gun do? Is gun.
So basically, the guy who made the Colt and Winchester weapon series made an original prototype gun and original prototype bullets that were meant to level the scales between angels, devils, and humans. And any angel or devil shot with the original Colt revolver with the original Winchester bullets died. Period.
Based.
And it was a Deus Ex Machina, and it was a very well used Deus Ex Machina. And they even brought it back in the later seasons, like, oh, you guys thought that we forgot about this thing? Nope, it's the best goddamn gun in existence because anything shot by it dies. Because
And people are super jonesing to find bullets for it.
Yeah. It's great because originally it's introduced as the demon killer, and then they find demon knives which can kill demons too. And they're like, okay, well, we only have like 5 bullets for this gun in existence, and we can't make any more, so we don't want to use these to kill demons anymore. And then it turns out that no, it is the gun of all guns. It is the gun of guns. And it embodies the concept of guns so much, anything shot by it, beyond even angels and devils, dies.
Like, Cthulhu shows up out of the ether, gun.
It's great. Now, honestly, as much shit as you can give Supernatural, the weapons they end up using in it and what they introduce and that whole shebang, they do keep it in very consistent, and they do explain why certain shit didn't appear until now. And so I have to give them kudos to that. So anyway, gun. Seeing as you have a firearm, I think it's best to tell you it's infinite ammo, not infinite clip. Okay, fair enough. It is a revolver.
Listen,
Blah
you
blah
will
blah
never run
blah
out
blah.
of bullets, but you still have to reload.
Buddy, this is the high school DxD. 3/4 of the main cast is female. You're gonna have a lovers tab. Just get used to it. Fair enough.
You know, fuck
I'm not
everything.
gonna leave high school with my virginity, am I? Not unless you're an asshole. Okay, so why is their options are locked? How much money do you have? $60. $60. I feel poor as shit. Yeah, US dollars ain't gonna do dick. Hang on, I'll do some quick conversion. I have yen now. I swear it looks like so much more than it actually is. Be that as it may, that's how much you got on you. Wanna go shoot something? Please, I materialize my revolver. Revolver with infinite clip. Yep, let's do this. By the power of gun, I excise you, demon.
See,
Infinitely.
my favorite part about that is, if it was a revolver with infinite clip, Fan the Hammer just got a lot more damage.
I,
Don't have a
wait,
clip.
I
Fuck you.
thought it was infinite ammo, not.
You're
Yeah.
right, I was saying
yes, we're
a
saying
revolver with
specifically-
infinite clip is far more dangerous.
Yes.
And I was saying a revolver doesn't have a clip, you fucking moron.
Yes, but if we assume
Yes, but we're
the
using
general
gamer terms.
misguided normie
Yeah.
statement of clip,
We're using gamer
And we're gonna
terms here.
fucking shoot someone.
listen, we understand it's not a clip or a magazine in a revolver. It's neither of those.
It's literally just bullets.
Cylinder. Bullets in a cylinder.
Yes.
It's a cylinder that you can buy a really fancy cylinder to reload faster.
Speed loaders.
They didn't say shoot,
Hey,
they
makes
said
it-
shot. Well, you see, Shadow, in America, everything, all guns in America work similar to gay bulge, in that when you fire the gun, the target's been shot, so you don't have to actually shoot the gun, you know? There's no aiming involved, you just kind of fire the gun a bunch, and the target's already been shot. Yeah, I don't know how it works in Britain, but that's just how it works in America.
Damn.
Knife was thrust, thus it hit.
The gun was fired, thus it hit.
I'm so upset. I just found a
Causality has
YouTube
been
video
revealed
in which a
first.
man explains how he reloads his revolvers using a strip clip. I'm so upset.
Wait, no, is it an actual
Hmm.
strip clip?
It appears to be an actual strip clip
I
that he just presses them in.
kind of want to see that, but I kind of don't like.
Hang on, he has this massive lead up about how like he'll just reach in and do, here. I'll just timestamp it. We'll just drop this without context. Yeah.
I found an image.
What do you mean you found an image?
I wish I hadn't.
What do you mean you found an image?
You
Ah,
found it.
Oh,
found it. Yeah, you found it.
Yeah.
Why not just
Mm.
get a speed loader, you jackasses?
Yeah.
I mean, if you If
You
you're
know,
in,
no,
like,
I gotta say though.
Okay, no, listen. If you're in like post-apocalyptia and you cannot for the life of you find a speed loader, that's a viable option.
Okay, but like seriously though, like look at that guy. Does he not look like the sort of fellow that would absolutely reload a revolver with a strip clip?
Wait,
Like-
did I time stamp it? Oh, thank God I did.
Yeah, he kind of does.
He just gives off that vibe.
Yeah.
High-powered assault revolver with a banana clip. What?
What?
No, this is not a thing. No.
Arcane
Revolver.
Cthulhu bullshit.
Assault
Alright,
clips.
So he shoots the shade.
Sounds like a
blah blah
meme or
blah.
something.
3 in the
Yeah,
chamber.
those-
Blam blam blam. He shoots the shade.
Wait.
Critical hit. Spirit. All monsters leave behind a spirit. It's a blazing orb. You can collect spirits, then use them. Is that some sort of Final Fantasy shit?
I'm sorry, what is it?
Monsters drop spirits, which you can use to boost yourself. I feel like that's some sort of Japanese weeb shit.
That almost sounds like the junction system from FF8, but I'm not overly familiar with that. I've never played FF8. I
Let's
know
see.
the junction system is a make it or break it for a lot of people.
With the monster spirit, you can use them for multiple things. You can equip them like accessories to boost your stat. You can merge a spirit into a weapon or armor to grant it properties. You can reform the spirit into an item. Lastly, you can summon the monster the spirit came from to fight on your side. You can find spirits under the now unlocked spirits tab. There are 2 ways a spirit can get stronger. The first is by using them as a summon or an accessory. The second is by merging a spirit of the same monster into a spirit. Once a spirit gets strong enough, it can evolve into a bigger spirit. So you should evolve it. Do it. So it sounds like it's infinite use, but also like My Little Alchemy or whatever it's called. Where it's just like, now that you've collected spirits, just start mixing and matching them until you get shit. Scrap cloth from shade, blah blah, resulting in armor, stealth, blah, must have item. Put cloth. Now let's wrap things up. Quest tab, blah, blah, quest, tutorial, progress, blah blah blah. Defeat weapon, man, close running, blah blah blah, close, tutorial complete, level 2, blah blah, escape dungeon, blah blah. Wait, do I have gamer mind, gamer body? You have gamer mind. Keeps your mind calm in any situation. Your body is a video game, created
That
state by
is not a
D.
gamer mind.
No. See, that I always got a massive kick out of gamer mind being able to keep comments like, have you seen the pros? Have you seen gamers in general? It should be like gamer's mind. Like 500% more likely to drop a hard R when people are watching.
Yeah, it's like, oh, tense situation. Fucking swear.
It's time to drop some some hard R's.
It's like, oh, things are going bad? Well, time to get banned from Twitch.
Folks, that's it for the chapter. Now to answer for your questions. Yes, Issei will be here. Yes, Vincent will have a harem. Yes, Issei will have a harem. No, Vincent will not be OP.
Doubt.
I am unsure if I want to turn Valley into a girl to put him in the harem. You should all check out my poll to see if Valley should be turned into a girl to be added to the harem. Is the poll still ongoing? The poll is not still ongoing.
Damn.
Oh no.
That's a shame.
He's written
Oh.
Persona and Ruby crossovers,
Wait.
Luigi
wait.
Mansion and Ruby crossovers, Rosario
yeah.
Vampire and Akame ga Kill crossovers.
Oh. So part of his bio is, I'm the Phoenix champion, I'm here with my allies, Lloyd the trainee, and some other people. I was like, Lloyd the tranny? What?
Oh.
Oh
Oh
that
god.
didn't sound quite right.
So I found another fun thing for revolvers.
Oh.
Don't post it, you fuck.
Someone took the idea of the Pez dispenser and made it into a belt, except for speed loaders. It's called the Moonclip server.
I hate guns, but this as an American makes me want to punch you.
Anyway,
I am
that's
just
we're
American
gonna,
enough
we're
to
gonna
hate your
close up
guts.
tonight. We're gonna wrap it all up. So I should have ordered pizza a while ago, but to be honest, wrap it all up.
Hopefully you get yours in less than an hour and a half.
Oh, dude. If I order right now, it's gonna be here by 10. Easy.
Fuck you.
Dude, that's the benefit of living in a college town during the summer. But anyway, so we will see you all next time. We hope you had more fun than we did, because, of course, there is always more and it always gets worse.